Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another wonderful session of Just Success. Today is a very special session today. We've got with LJ, Eleazar Jose, otherwise known as LJ. So first of all, thank you so much for joining us today, LJ.
Yeah, thanks for having me and for finally convincing me to be interviewed.
Yeah, we've been asking you to do this for a while now, and you finally said yes after months of convincing.
Convincing, yeah.
And yeah, it's great. It's a good time to do this as well, because right now you're in Phuket, right? Phuket, Thailand.
Yeah, Phuket, Thailand since October.
Wow. And you're going to talk more about that today. So today, LJ is going to talk about, well, he's going to share his story of how he turned from a college dropout, and he became a digital nomad. He became an online entrepreneur, how he's enjoying the beaches in Phuket, there in the mansion, and you can see in the background in his window, you can see like the hill or the mountains, and then there's like a forest. So he's really close to nature as well. And yeah, it's just a wonderful story that we're glad to have you here today, LJ. Oh, by the way, LJ, you're also sharing something special with us today, not just your story, but what else are you going to talk to us about?
Well, aside from my story, because I already dished out everything in the previous email, so I'm just gonna talk just a bit about that. But what I want to talk more about is how people can how our community or how Filipinos can fast track their freelancing success this year. So this is especially for those newbies, for those who have been struggling a lot. I've been in your shoes. So I'd like to share my top 7 secret hacks on how I got to where I am right now.
Top 7 secret hacks, and the answer to the question how to be you. That's what we have here today. But we'll take note. Not everybody received the email. Some of the viewers today will be fresh viewers who didn't come from the email, so they'll still be interested in your story as well. And guys, LJ has some really great treats for us today. Aside from his story, he's going to share those 7 hacks on how he got to where he is today. So, aside from just staying on, and LJ has some bonuses if you stay until the end of this interview. So don't drop out, and hit that share button as well. There's a share button so that you can share this with family and friends. They don't need to be freelancers. They don't need to be online entrepreneurs, but especially those who can benefit from becoming freelancers and online entrepreneurs, they would greatly, they thank you for watching this interview. Hit that share button, share this with your family and friends as well. And if you have any questions for LJ or for me, please type in the comments and say hi, say hi to us. I'm just seeing here, we already have a bunch of comments here. I'll go over them right now, and then we'll go into LJ's story. So LJ, how are you doing, first of all?
I'm doing great. So I really prepared for this. Well, I haven't slept yet. And after doing, what I do during the day and doing what I do after, what I'm doing here in Phuket, Thailand. So yeah, it's been a day, but I'm feeling good because I see that a lot of people are attending. I can see they're sending a lot of reactions. So guys, please don't forget to share this video to your friends, to your family members, to the industry, call center industry, whatever industry that is. Please share this video. I'm sure it's going to help a lot of people, not just immediately, but I want them to know the possibilities in life, not just get stuck in their box forever.
Exactly. And yeah, you might not want to look at the comments because they can be very distracting. Just giving you a heads up. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Once again, a lot of people are not on the email list. A lot of people watching today. So I think we can share a little bit of how you got started, your story of how you got to where you are today.
Okay. I'll just make it quick, and you can check the the long version of this story or the videos in the Flip group. If you're not yet a member, just please request to be a member there. Fill up the form, and someone will approve the request.
Yeah, Freelancers in the Philippines is the name of the Facebook group.
Right, Freelancers in the Philippines. If you can share that in the comments, Jace, or one of the staff can share that. So yeah, going back as far as maybe 2011, but it's not going to be long. It's going to be just a short introduction. So 2011, I graduated high school, entered college, and I figured out that it really wasn't for me. I was really struggling. But at that time, I had some technical skills back in college when it came to coding. So I was I was kind of intrigued at how the technology worked. So how you can put the color blue on the screen, how you can put shapes and images and stuff like that. I thought it was like, magic, and you had to be someone who was very good to do that. Turns out you just had to know, a few lines of code and stuff like that, and a few words, and boom, it's at the screen. So I kind of brought that with me, enhanced it back in college because of the requirements. I was an engineering student, but I didn't finish, of course. But there were subjects there that I really liked, especially the coding subjects, the development, programming subjects, and stuff like that. And this was already in Manila. So originally I'm from Davao, but I went to Manila for college. I got accepted in UP Diliman. And that's, after my first year, I didn't really, find that it was a bit interesting.
In college.
Yeah, in college. I didn't really have that, what do you call it? I didn't really have good grades. And I wanted to transfer to business or accounting because for me, it was just, very basic math. Like all you have to know is just the 4 operations of math and you're already good. You have a calculator. So they didn't allow me to transfer because of that. So I figured that I would, drop out and explore the real world. And that time, I didn't really know where to find a job. So I was kind of walking in Quezon City and, in Cubao. And there was it in Cubao or Quezon Avenue, something like that. But, those people who keep on inviting you to apply for call centers. And then I said, okay. And then I said my qualifications. And, that was the start. I got accepted and I stayed in the industry for around 4 years. Yeah. But during that time in the call center, I was already a part-time web designer, coder, and even WordPress.com got their attention, and I was able to work with them for a short project.
So while you were working in a call center, let's just hide the name behind.
Yeah.
Let's call it Chase, the call center.
Okay.
You were doing freelancing as well. Is that correct?
That's correct. I didn't really tell anybody in the office. It was really like a secret on how I could afford almost Starbucks every day, and how I can have order 2 big meals during lunch, or even after the shift, we would still go out and eat. So, and I would order a lot. So that was a secret at first because they wouldn't understand yet. I figured they wouldn't understand. So around that time, there was an opportunity for WordPress.com. So I was able to work with them.
Nice.
And I got around a 6-figure income from them. But, as someone who was around 20 years old that time, who didn't have the right mindset, who was born poor and didn't really have a lot of things in life yet. So I wanted to get everything I could, get. And I almost burned it all. I'm not even sure anymore if I burned it all or if it was almost burned. So yeah, that was a very big turning point in my life when I realized that I had to make better decisions in life.
when you spent like over 100,000 pesos and you didn't know where it went?
Around more than that, but yeah, let's just say it's around that. So as a fresh start, I changed centers. So let's call this center Wells. Let's call this center Wells. So when I was still at Wells, I still either I wanted to continue freelancing as a coder, or I was going to climb up the corporate ladder. And that was something that I didn't really happen for me because of my qualifications. And there were, it's a tough competition when you're already inside. Mm-hmm. So I sought out people to help me. And it was, I think, just by chance that on Facebook that there was an event just in Manila to more on personal development event. And that's where it started. I found my mentors, the people I followed, the time that I wanted to change my life, my thinking, and I didn't want to get stuck in the call center for 5 years because I consider that a veteran. You can retire already after 5 years.
Oh yeah.
So, so around that time, I still kind of I didn't freelance for a while, because I was back in that mindset, the YOLO mindset, the trying to look rich, but was actually, broke mindset, who had these good corporate uniforms and stuff like that, but didn't really have any savings or money in the bank. It was like living from paycheck to paycheck. And then I found the mentor who helped me restart or jumpstart again my freelancing career. So I started as a regular VA. I didn't want to code anymore because it was too much typing. It's kind of tiring as well. I'm already typing in the office, the call center, and then I'm still gonna be typing, at home when I go home, and then it was too much. So I wanted to find something else where I can work online, less typing, and it's gonna be like more than what I was already making. So I prepared. So it was kind of a preparation. I invested in a premium course. It wasn't cheap. Preparation. It wasn't a month. It wasn't 2 months. It was actually 5 months before I got the client. So,
but you were still working in Wells at this time. You're 5 months.
Yeah, I was still working. After every shift, I would spend around 3 to 4 hours of building my portfolio, my website, my sample projects. I was creating my own tutorials and stuff like that to make sure that I would look high value when I already apply. Now, November of 2016, I was still in Upwork. So that time, someone sent me an invitation. So my portfolio, my projects, they weren't ready. And someone just sent me an invitation because of what I wrote on my profile. So I accepted the invitation for an interview, and then we talked, and then it seemed like I knew what I was talking about, since I did what the task was already. So it was for building a website and for an email marketing automation, something like that. So I showed the proof that I have my own website, and you can try to opt in on my website and you're going to receive an email sequence. So no previous clients before for that, because I only had like the coding clients, not really with the marketing automation. So after that, when I got the project and we settled on the amount, I was surprised because it was a fixed price project, and then I just gave the amount for $1,500, and it was actually only maybe 5 pages of the website. And yeah, he accepted the offer. Like my first client, after a while, accepted at $1,500. I was charging so cheap before, but
so $1,500.
Yeah, that's $1,500. The first milestone was around 800, and then the second one was around 700. Tama ba yung math? Oh,
yeah. 1,500.
Yeah, that was the beginning of a new era for me, a better era, because after a week I resigned. or I mean, I submitted my resignation letter. And then, there was some politics of, hey, why are you resigning? Blah, blah, blah. I did not tell them the reason why I was resigning. I was very firm. Sorry, it's a personal reason. And, by law, I can resign for whatever reason I want. So, yeah, goodbye, call center people. So it was a new era in my life. I wanted to take control of it. Mm-hmm. So I took a risk and, changed my environment. I just heard from someone that when you change your environment, you change your reality. And that was very true for me. So 2017, I went back home to Davao. I was just renting in Manila. It was, a very expensive apartment. It was very small. So there was no sense. It was never going to be mine. So I went back to Davao, to my hometown, set up my station there and whatnot. And I found while I was doing my tasks for the client, I was getting a lot of attention as well from Upwork, other clients. I think I got around 3 or 4 clients already that time. So January, I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw an ad who is this guy? Why is this kind of Facebook ad allowed on Facebook? And why is it kind of repeating? It repeats on my newsfeed. Who is this guy, right? And I researched. So I'm one of my jobs in the call center before was background checking, research of credit reports and stuff like that. So that's I use that type of skill to find out who this person is who appeared out of nowhere, who shows wow, 80,000 pesos in a month with a computer. I think it was a bit of a high-end computer and stuff like that. So after researching and checking out his website, checking out the course that he was trying to promote, I opted in for the free course. And I was actually amazed because I haven't encountered anyone yet doing that, the email sequence, the follow-ups in the Philippines. I know that a lot of foreigners have been doing that, but in the Philippines, how neatly structured it was, how neatly structured it was, the messaging and all, and not really trying to sell. Although I was already a VA that time, I just bought the course because I wanted a family member, my mom, to start working online too. She's been working for the corporate world for so many years already. And I wanted her to work from home. So, less traffic. It was already becoming traffic in Davao. Yeah. And then
sorry about that. We're having some internet issues here.
Okay.
We're back. Sorry.
We're back. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing it here in the other laptop. So yeah, I bought it for my mom, but she was very busy. So I didn't want to refund it. So I just took it. It was added knowledge for me. There were a few things that I didn't know as a VA before. So the course I enrolled in was VA Bootcamp. And I didn't know the other stuff that he was teaching. And the advanced Google search, I didn't manage emails that well or calendars or schedules well. But now I'm an expert at it. Even I do it myself, not to someone who I can pass it to. So with that in mind, I added it to the services that I offer to my current clients, and that's where I got a raise with those clients because I used what I learned. And I added it to my portfolio. What else? What else happened after that? So I think you know who this guy is. So he's he's you know him. It's Jason. The first time I heard about the first time I heard about him, checking Facebook and stuff like that, and joining the group. And really reading a lot of stuff. So there was a point of hesitation. I mean, that's normal for for someone who doesn't know you, for someone who is selling something. But do your research, very, very advanced research maybe, or spend time to get to know someone who you want to follow, or someone who you are to buy from, right? Because that's very important. So he passed my qualifications and my research, so that's why I bought. Around March, I think. So March 2017, I was invited by Marvin De Leon of Freelance Blend to attend one of his meetups in Manila. It was also perfect timing because I attended an event of my first mentor. So you can check more details about that mentor in my previous videos in the Flip group, in the Freelancers in the Philippines group. But my point is that I made the most out of that trip. So there were a lot of events that were scheduled, so I kind of like attended them. So there was Marv's meetup. That's where we first met. Not sure if you remember me back then.
I remember that you ate a lot of pizza.
I ate a lot of pizza. Okay, yeah, there was free pizza. Yeah, and I think I brought my own coffee there, and that's where I made my own coffee. After that event, it was the Youthful Granny VA's event. He was also there. So I also attended that event with a few friends, and yeah, but we didn't really, talk. He was a speaker, and he was pitching something. So he was pitching something again. And that kind of got me back to the point of I have to like really listen about it. And I have to really, know more about it. So after Liberty Baldovino's event, the Youthful Granny VA, it was the WFHR Students Mixer, where I met the WFHR community, Jason, Holly, and Anna. I signed up. I'm not sure if I was one of the last minute signups for that, because I kind of got into the students group late already. I didn't know that it even existed at first. So I got into the students group a bit late, but I was able to get in the number. I was able to make the payment for the students mixer. And, that's where we really talked. We talked about what I was doing, and then, some history as well. Just talk to other.
And LJ is gone. So LJ was just talking about, how we met in the students mixer. And one thing that we have for students, because LJ was a VA Bootcamp student as well. One thing we have for students is we have a very, very close support group. And we have meetups every now and then. We had one last April, and we had a Christmas party in December. So LJ was just talking about that. We should have him back in a little bit. But yeah, LJ should be back by LJ, and it said, and he messaged me that he is coming back. But if you have any questions, let me know. Type it in the comments. Okay, so it seems like you're back with us. So welcome back, LJ.
Hi. Hey guys, sorry for that. We're having the mountains does not have the best internet connection.
Okay, but it seems like you're on mobile with your cell phone, so that seems to be working well. But yeah, let's just go forward.
Okay. So yeah, where was I? So that was around March when I came back to Davao from the event, right? And I was trying to figure out what I wanted to focus on. I didn't want to be a VA like forever, right? So I wanted to kind of level up. So when I was figuring that out, I was trying to also assess what was I really good at, and in what places do I spend the most of my time with. And after doing that, I figured out that I'm pretty good at Facebook, like as a user, right? I don't really know other platforms. So that's very ironic as a millennial who doesn't know how to use Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat or whatever. But I'd say I was pretty good at Facebook using it. So I said, why not like monetize, using Facebook? So I kind of researched a bit on how to do that. And one of the things that I, researched was Facebook marketing, on how to promote things on Facebook. Is like, that ad that I saw of that guy who was promoting 80,000 pesos and stuff like that. So I wanted to learn how to do that because I know that there was money in it. So I kind of researched, joined Facebook groups, really researched a lot about it and applied it in my own personal brand, or I created another set of projects and portfolios and samples just for Facebook marketing. So with that in mind, I wanted to test it with my clients, but I didn't want to give the impression that I'm just a beginner at it. I wanted to give them an impression that I already knew what I was doing. So instead of testing it with those foreign clients, I reached out to the people that I know. So whether they were influencers, whether they were just people who I met who has businesses, and I reached out to them. And Jason was one of those people who replied, who actually gave me a chance to test my skills on Facebook. So we did kind of a trial task or a project, and I'd like to believe that he was impressed with my skills. I like to think that he was impressed with my skills because he offered me a job. He offered me a position with WFHR. So that was, that was like the next level from VA Bootcamp to a WFHR staff. And during this time, remember that event that I went, that was Liberty Baldovino's event, the Youthful Granny VA's event back in Manila. He was pitching something there. And that something was the wave one of the Road to 100K Masterclass. So I was kind of intrigued because like 100K per month as a freelancer or even as a Filipino is like already a status, right? Status in society, status in the industry. And it's kind of a personal achievement or something, #achievement unlocked. So I kind of took a risk. I talked to Jason a lot about it, and I can't remember how many messages I sent him to inquire and whatnot. Good thing that he was replying, because if he didn't, then I don't know if I'm gonna be in my position right now. Hey guys.
All right.
Let me move around. I'm kind of sick of sitting all day. Hey guys, can you see?
Yeah, we can see the pool.
So yeah, around after much meditation and consultation with myself on what I was gonna do, because I really wanted to achieve that status too. So I kind of enrolled in the masterclass, even if I didn't really have a lot of money that time. But I really wanted. I was very determined to find the shortcuts in this industry. I felt that my progress was slow, so I wanted it to. If there are shortcuts, I wanted to learn them. If there were paths that would lead me to a better future, with the least amount of time, then I wanted to take that path. And I didn't know that it was not a path, but it was a road to 100K Masterclass. So pardon my humor if it's, a bit dry or corny. I'm not a humorous person, but I hope you got the point. So I invested in something because I wanted to get something out of that in the least amount of time. And that was my motivation. So I spent something, I don't know, I think that was around $500, the Wave one. And I wanted to get an ROI on that as soon as possible. So that's what I was thinking. I need to get a return of investment right away because the credit card will be due, and I don't want any late payments. So it's going to be our late payments or interest. It's ironic that I worked at a bank for in the credit card department. I knew a lot about this stuff, and I was the one who was going to get a late payment or interest if I didn't get a return of investment right away. So I during the masterclass, I really applied those grueling, thick workbooks, thick worksheets that Jason always gives us every single week. I had to, do them. Like just what, Nike says, just do it. So I really had to force myself that time, because if I didn't, then, those late payments, those interest, bad records in the bank, and I didn't want that. So around June, so around 2 months before the masterclass ended, I got a return of investment times 4, I think. Yeah, because I achieved 100K. I didn't even know it. I was like just doing my monthly accounting or my monthly cash flow of, plus minus. That was the best accounting or bookkeeping I already had, like plus minus of income and expenses, because that's what Jason also taught us in the masterclass, to track your income and expenses. And I was doing that. After logging into PayPal, checking those invoices, checking those payments, and I said, wow, this is already more than $2,000. So I said, wait, let's calculate. So I have to calculate, right? I'm not good at math. So when I calculated, wow, it's more than 100K. I messaged him right away, along with the other mentors who helped me, get there. That, hey, I just reached this this amount, monthly amount, and that I was very, very happy about it. Yes, I got an ROI times 4, because 500 times 4 is 2,000. So yeah, times 4 ROI. So that was one of my greatest achievements maybe in the career. After that, the masterclass ended. I went to visit Jason and just surprise him. It was his birthday. He wasn't actually surprised because he already knew that I was coming there. So the plan was foiled by me. I didn't know that I revealed that I was coming there. So, but still, I hope that he was surprised during his birthday with the planning and stuff of the staff, the students, the other people in our circle. So I think July, August, September, I continued with my new niche, which was Facebook marketing. Foreign clients, applying the masterclass, doing the strategies, and yeah, I was getting a lot of people interested, a lot of referrals as well. But I had to cap the number of clients, because I was also working for WFHR. I was working with my initial clients, so I had to cap them, or else I wouldn't sleep anymore. That time, I didn't think of outsourcing it yet. I didn't think of passing it to someone else yet, because it was kind of technical. And for me to explain it to someone who is not in the same niche or in the same level of my understanding, not really expertise, but understanding first, is that it's gonna be a bit challenging for the knowledge transfer. So that's what I meant. So yeah, that was around that time. Oh, around, I think it was August, someone messaged me, and it was and I didn't know she was going to be my future business partner for the agency. So for those who don't know, I have a placement agency for VAs and creative freelancers with a business partner who also hails from Davao City. So that's around August, I think, we formed the agency to help our network of friends who were having trouble, or who were having a hard time finding high value clients. So we don't really accept low value clients in the agency. These are all big time, high value people, and I have to connect them to skilled freelancers or VAs in my network. So it's really a bit of a high standard when it comes to that, because of the expectation of these people. I was very happy when we placed our first. The first one we placed was a video editor, so I was very happy about that. And I'm now learning how to recruit people. I'm now learning how to screen applications and screen their resumes, their portfolios, and like I was putting myself in the shoes of the client. So that's where I was learning client psychology, which was a bit important, because I had to think like a client. And this is what Jason also taught us in the masterclass, but didn't really sink in right away. Like, how am I supposed to think like a client? I'm not yet a client, right? Like the cliche on that, but you can put yourself in their shoes by, your imagination. So what are they doing? So think of yourself as someone who's, rich, powerful, and has no time, very busy. What would you do? If you don't really know what to do, then you know who to ask, right? And that's Google. So I didn't really know, how that worked. So I asked Google, I asked YouTube. So what are the experiences of clients and stuff like that? So that's already a bit much maybe for you guys right now. But the point there is that trying to use the methods of the clients like against them, more of reverse psychology. So I'm not a psychology graduate or anything again, so I'm just studying that because it's very powerful. And then it was around October or September 2017 that I saw a Facebook post by a Canadian, and I already met him back in April at an event in Davao. So I was kind of surprised about that. It was an invitation to live and to work in Thailand. So it was like going abroad without the government red tape, the government process, and stuff like that. So that was like a good what do you call that? A good invitation or a good offer. And I did apply. I didn't know what was the result. Naman, foreign clients, sometimes it takes them time to really reply. And it was so, for a long period of time, I thought that they already got someone, and, but I got a voice message during the September 2017 Davao Meetup. We were at the beach. For those who don't know, I was when I came back from Manila last March 2017, I organized the Davao Meetups. I was inspired of the events that they were doing in Manila, and I wanted to do it in Davao using the WAP network, or before. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I got the voice message that I was interviewed. We're going to talk. And the surprising thing about this application is that I just used client psychology against the client. So it was more on copying the tone and the language, or mimicking the tone and the language of the client. The email application I sent, I don't normally speak that way. But since I really wanted I really wanted to get the position, I had to change it up a bit. So I kind of stalked this client for a while before I wrote the email application. It was a bit, I wouldn't say it was a short, or I wouldn't say it was long. It was just maybe the right number of words, the right number of paragraphs or words, and again, mimicking the tone and the language. And I didn't send any portfolios, no Google Drive folder, no links to a website, no documents to show, nothing at all, just words, and then, client psychology. After that, we got into an interview, and then I think it was after a week, I actually misunderstood. During the interview, he was asking already for a date when I can come to Thailand. I didn't understand that at first. So it was kind of maybe the nervousness in me that made me misunderstood. And after a few days, he kind of like followed up like, hey, what day are you going to be here? And then I said like, oh, I didn't know that, I was already going to be going there. I was already going to tell you a date or a schedule, or am I going to already be booking a ticket? Are you going to be booking a ticket? And those stuff. So another tip would be, this is what I learned when I was working for WordPress.com, is that communication is oxygen. So that was one of the mantra, or that was one of the main points of WordPress, the WordPress team, that communication is oxygen, especially in our industry. And I get why. There's so many things that can happen, like assuming things. You can graduate from assumption and be, an assumptionista with that, but don't be. But it happens. There are sometimes misunderstandings, miscommunication, but just make sure that you always communicate. When you always communicate, then that's the time that you make sure that things are clear. Us Filipinos, it's how do you say that? It's within us already, like how we were raised and whatnot, that we are shy. Sometimes we are ashamed of things. But I got to the point that I realized that's not going to convert into anything. That's just going to keep me in my box. How am I going to move out of my box if I don't conquer that type of mindset, that type of habit or attitude? So I just had to change it and overcome it. Say for example, 2 weeks ago, there were two people that told me that they were shy, and they were working with my clients. One was very shy in applying, and then the other one was very shy in communicating. And I said, why? it's needed, right? The other one was shy in applying for a position in the agency, for an agency client. And I said, why are you shy? I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna call you up and tell you that, why did you apply? Or I forbid you to apply, or something like that, right? If there's an opportunity, just, seize that moment. When there's an opportunity, you have to seize it. And then there's this one girl, I think she is in the audience right now. She told me she was, she was working with a client, and then she said that she was shy to ask about the number of hours or the rate. So I said, why? That's your money. That's your right. So because they had a previous call on what to do and blah blah blah, and she already gave the rate, and she wasn't able to
confirm or ask if we were good on the rate when I already told her before it was already good, right? And then she said like, hey, I forgot to ask already good about the rate. I asked because I was shy. Like I said, like, why? Why would you be shy? So another tip is that when you're asked about your rates or when you say your rates, you have to be confident and believe that is your rate. Even if sometimes you feel that it's high, oh, namamahalan ako, or something like that. And bakit ka mamamahalan sa sarili mo? Eh, sarili mo nga yun, di ba? You should know what your worth is. If your worth is, di ba? If your worth is here, and you say that it's here, and you really truly believe that it's here, you're very confident, then the client will also believe that your worth is here, right? You can't let them enslave you or dictate what your life or your rate, because you have to say it. You have to own your rate. So, yeah,
definitely.
That's about it.
Yeah. So understanding, like, what from what I got, from what you said, like doing the client psychology, and really being kapal na ng mukha, having that really lets you stand out, and helps you get what you deserve. Just like what Raj is saying, mahalin mo sarili mo. So, love yourself and have that rate where even if it's higher than what you're used to, just stand up for it. And if clients, like what LJ said, if clients can imagine you at a specific rate, if first of all, you believe that you're worth a certain rate, then clients will be able to see that. And you can charge whatever. I've charged up to, the maximum I've ever charged a client was $300 for an hour of work. And at the time it was like crazy amount of money, but client said yes. So, right. You never know until you really put yourself out there.
Right.
Jenny is saying, mahalan mo sarili mo. So not just mahalin, but both mahalin and mahalan mo.
Right. I totally agree. When it comes to rates, that's a very serious topic for a few people. They don't want to say their rates. They are shy about it. Like, why? I don't really get the reason why. I mean, maybe it's society. So I don't really follow status quo when it comes to that. So yeah, I just tell my rates, like, confidently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And for the other parts of after this, after I was already in Thailand, just a quick rundown now, since I think we're already an hour here and I haven't started with my slides. It was supposed to be like just 5 minutes. I got carried away, but I like other people to know as well my story, and I hope I inspired a lot of you guys today or tonight in Manila. So just a quick rundown. Jason invited me for Road to 100K Masterclass Wave 2 as a coach. I coached while I was here in Thailand during the night, during our coaching sessions for those students. Hi, Wave 2 students, if you're there. And then around December or November, I went back to Manila to attend this yearly event that really attracts success and positivity in my life. So for me, every year I have to attend that event because I need to renew that success or make or attract more success in the coming year. And then I came back here to Thailand. We spent our holidays as a team in where did we go? In Indonesia, so Bali. And then we went to this very, very remote island in Indonesia called Gili Trawangan. I was still actually working. So I was still working for clients, for WFHR, and they had so bad internet that I just had to, make it work for me. Cafes and whatever way I could, whatever way I could, I had to make it work, because that's, you have to find ways. If there is a will, there is a way. There's, this bank in the Philippines says we find ways. So if you want to have that same mindset or mantra, then you have to find a way, right?
Yep.
Then we came back to Thailand around December, and I don't know if he knew if Jason knew that there was a long layover in Bangkok, or I think we agreed, right? We agreed to the call. I thought it was the yearly call that we normally had in this center that was called Chase, right? I thought it was a yearly performance interview, and then yearly performance review. And that's where he offered the partnership or part owning WFHR.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of shocked. I said, like, oh, I thought we were talking about my performance and stuff like that. So discussing about goals and focus on the coming new year. Are you hearing that?
Yeah. It's not loud, so it's okay.
Okay. So, yeah, I was shocked that that it was offered to me. I've only been a few months with him, with Holly and the staff, and it was offered. And again, seizing the opportunity. So I agreed, and it was kind of gonna be challenging as well. So I have to fulfill some tasks and responsibilities, being someone who really likes to help a lot of people in the community. So in the next few weeks or months, I'm going to be a bit more active in the community. Mostly I'm in the background doing technical stuff, and then improving our systems. But right now I may be more visible in our community, helping a few other people. So it's January 2018, so it's the new year, and that's when I agreed for an interview with him, because like what I said, being shy or being ashamed of something because of that's not going to convert to anything. And that was what I was saying, but I wasn't doing. I wasn't walking the talk. So I had to change that, and I had to challenge myself to really muster up all my confidence and just change the mindset altogether, of being a public face, of being in front of a lot of people, because that was some of my fears. So yeah, that's why I'm here now, and that's why I'm walking the talk of what I'm going to be saying in the next few slides. Right.
All right. So that and there are. I'm glad you still share the story. Even though it's a bit over the time, but I'm glad you still share the story, because there are a lot of good points. One of the main reasons why you've achieved the success, right? The success you're at right now, is because you took those extra steps. You did things differently, which was like mahalan and mahalin mo sarili mo, and you seized all the opportunities you were given, right?
Right.
Like you like a lot of us, we see opportunities and we say, ay, di ko naman kaya, we think that it's not for us, but you never really know, right? You never know if you get accepted for opportunities. If you don't get accepted, then that's okay. But if you get accepted, there's just so much out there. So one thing I can take from your sharing is that, grab opportunities and just put yourself out there. You really have nothing to lose if mahalin mo yung sarili mo and mahalan mo yung sarili mo. All right, LG, are you want me to share the slides here? I can share it from my computer so that.
Yeah, sure.
Take it away.
All right, guys. So first of all, I wanted to thank you for staying until this time. I know it's already, and I apologize for the technical difficulties. I'm gonna make it worth your while if you're gonna stay until the end. So I'm gonna share these top 7 secret hacks on how to fast track your freelancing success this year. So again, for newbies, and then for those who are struggling, or even if you're already successful but you want to be more successful. So the first hack that I'm going to be sharing is about mindset hacks. So these are not just number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but the category of the hack. So number 1 is for the mindset. I had to change my thinking of life, my attitude, the status quo, because it wasn't working for me. I would consider myself someone who didn't want to be a product of the factory of life. So I didn't want to be a product of the system, the normal system, right? So that's why I changed my mindset. And from being in the scarcity mindset, in the YOLO mindset, in the trying to look rich but was actually broke mindset, I went into the abundance mindset. And what does that mean? So for the abundance mindset, you are asking, or you are trying to attract success, you are trying to attract wealth by changing your beliefs in life, that rather than being in the scarcity mindset. And the most common example, what I hate the most about the scarcity mindset, is the crab mentality of Filipinos that is ingrained in us since the beginning of time. So I had to really let go of that. I was also in that crab mentality before, in the call center and stuff like that, and what other things that other situations that I was in that type of mentality. So the first mindset hack would be changing from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. And you can follow a lot of people about this. You can research it, and you can use the freelancer's best friend, which is Google. Okay, that's number 1. And number 2 is change your mindset and change your income. So when you change your mindset, actually I should have said increase your mindset. Can also be change your mindset or increase your mindset. Then you change your income. When you change your mindset, you're not going to be limited anymore in that job that you have, or in that current situation that you have right now, because you are already in the abundance mindset. So you want more in life because either you have a promise or a goal to yourself that you want to achieve, or you also want more in life so that you can help other people. So that's what I mean by changing your mindset and changing your income. So you can do this by attending those personal development seminars and events in wherever you are right now. So try researching what those events are, whether they are paid, whether they are free. And maybe a semi-hack of this is that if it's a paid event and you don't have the money, like I did before, I would volunteer. Contact the organizers, contact the people that are connected to that event, contact the speaker if that's possible for you to volunteer if they need volunteers. So I would like to say that I was a volunteer. I have a heart of a volunteer. I started with Red Cross and stuff like that, volunteering, helping people until now, even with events. So yeah, you get a lot of benefits. You get to speak with the organizers, the speaker, take a selfie picture of the speaker, take a formal picture with the speaker, get freebies and even food. So that's what I really loved at that time, food during the events, apart from the other things. So that's a semi-hack. For number 3, logic, not emotion. So this one, it's very personal to me because for those who don't know or didn't watch my previous introduction videos, I was a smoker and drinker during my call center days, and I wanted to stop that. So with this type of mindset, this was coming from my first mentor, and it was actually the almost the same type of example, smoking. So changing your mindset about that, what is the logic of that, right? When I encountered that type of mindset, like making logical decisions, not emotional decisions. When I smoked, it was very an emotional decision because I was stressed with those people calling in the call center, with the people in the office, or it was just something that I wanted to do. When Logic came in, immediately I switched and quit smoking and made a promise to myself that I will never return to it. It was very illogical, health-wise and money-wise. During that time, I'm not sure if it was the time that the prices of cigarettes were doubling, and then with the tax and everything and stuff like that. And I didn't want that to eat my little call center salary. So it was illogical. And when that was determined, that, it changed my life. To share something more recent, I personally made a promise that I will stop, and that was during 2016, the smoking, January 1, 2016. January 1, 2018, I made a promise that I will not be drinking anymore. So that's staying sober, right? A bit challenging because the people I live with are, just natural drinkers. So it's a promise, and for me, it's not logical, health-wise and finance-wise. That's number 3. And then number 4 is that your words become your reality. So if you believe in this, if you believe in affirmations and the law of attraction and stuff like that, I know that Holly also believes in the law of attraction. I also believe in that because of a mentor who introduced me to that. So when you keep on attracting good things, you want to say them out loud. So back then, during when I was already back in Davao, I had this bond paper where I would write something and then paste and then stick it in the wall near my workstation at home. So I put there that I wanted to earn 100K per month so that, I can fulfill these specific set of goals and promises. And that attracted me to the road to 100K masterclass. I even have the original picture that I think my mom took that picture, the original one. I didn't get a chance to take a picture of it, but she was able to take a picture of that plastered in the wall near my workstation in Davao. So that was, something. I saw it every day. I was reading it every day in my mind, and I was also saying it out loud. So your words become your reality. Choose your own affirmations. That's it for the mindset hacks. Now let's go to some of the things that a lot of people also want to discuss when it comes to their skills. I didn't have these Facebook skills before. So how was I able to get those skills and get those high-paying clients needing that specific service? So some of my skills hacks would be, this is to fast-track your learning, fast-track learning highly paid skills with these hacks. So number 1 is to invest. So what do I mean by that? So you have to invest in something. If you think of it like this way, you're enrolling in grade school or in high school or in college. So you have to pay for something, whether it's public school or private school. You have to pay something so that you can get something out of it. It's an exchange of value. When you invest in something like maybe a course or it may be training, a paid training, then that's going to provide value as well. Just make sure that the course has proven track record, has reviews, and really has a lot of testimonials and results already. You wouldn't want to invest in scams, right? You wouldn't want to invest in scams. So do your research, invest, make the most out of that investment. And then number 2 is return of investment. You have to practice and apply and execute everything that you have learned to get a return of investment as soon as possible. I made that my primary motivation, like ROI, what I learned from my previous mentors when they are going to invest in something, that there has to be a return of investment. Otherwise, that's a liability. So make it an asset, not a liability. And then repeat. So that's very self-explanatory. When you already got ROI, if there's another opportunity to invest in another course or in another training to widen your skills or to improve the skills that you have, then do it again and then get ROI again. So you can be an eternal, what do you call that? You can be an eternal student by doing this, but I don't, what other people, the most common mistake is that they keep on investing, and they think that they are growing or they are getting better at it. But where's the proof? Where are the results? How can you say that you are getting better at it when you're not executing or practicing or not getting results out of it, right? So it's kind of questionable if you know you keep on doing that and saying that.
Definitely.
So if you invest in something, in a course, there's homework, there's assignment, or there are action items. Do all of it. So your commitment to that has to be 100% or more, because your ROI can be more than 100%, right? When you commit to something. Here's another analogy. So you enrolled or transferred in your school, in another school, and it was your graduating year. So it's either fourth year in high school, grade, or whatever the system is right now. I don't know anymore. And remember those times that we have to complete certain requirements for each subject, and we have to get clearances from the teacher, the staff, the library, or whatnot before you can graduate. So think of the course that you're going to invest in, something like that you have to do the requirements before you can graduate, right? And when you graduate, that's where in college, when you graduate, that's where you look for a job, find those opportunities, and apply what you learned right away. So I haven't really encountered someone who graduated and then like in 5 years, he or she still doesn't have a job, right? So what a waste. You don't want to waste your investment. So those are for the skills. I think I have another one for skills. So number 4 is unquestionable proof. What do I mean by that? So I just want to highlight first at this point that portfolios, projects, samples, websites, they're optional. I can just say that they're optional. But if you're trying to attract high value clients, you're trying to make an impression, you are trying to get unquestionable proof of your skills that you learned, I would say that those things are a necessity. When I post hiring jobs for the placement agency, I don't really care about resumes or CVs, because I know that my own resume or CV is just one page, and I don't even know if I can fill that one page with the details of my educational background and work history. So I don't really care about that. I care about results, what you can show. Those things that you can show clients are more important than what you just say in your resume, in your cover letter, in your email application, right? So for me, it's a need. It's a need, or it's a must, to make sure that there is unquestionable proof, or there is no doubt in your skills that you can do the job, that you can provide good results. Number 5 would be case studies. So this is something a bit masterclass lesson. Case studies are more of like a documentation of what you did for a specific process or a specific campaign or a specific task. What was asked of you, what did you do, and what were the results? And you are documenting that, putting it into either a video recording, a screen recording, or just a document, right? And you can just call that a case study. So remember the mindset hacks, your words become your reality. When people say case studies, the impression is that it's a high-level experiment that got published in an international journal, right? So when you say case studies, it's something like attractive to the ears of clients. And again, this is client psychology. So it's kind of attractive to the ears of clients. So you're gonna stand out in the application because you have that unquestionable proof. You have those case studies, and you may get an interview with them. They may contact you. You may get a discovery call, and that's where you give more case studies. And how do you build those case studies if you don't have clients yet? So if you don't have clients yet, then you're your own client. Make yourself as your own client, your own projects, passion projects, your own portfolio, your own website, and your own case studies for whatever niche or for whatever skill that you are, or whatever service that you are trying to provide. And then Google search, number 6. So, that's every freelancer's best friend. People keep on asking me what are the answers in quizzes and the assignments in the VA Bootcamp. I'm really sorry, I don't spoon feed. It's either go back to the lessons, that's what I tell them at first, and then if they message me again, have you already checked Google? I'm 100% sure it's in Google. That's what I would say. So search everything that you don't know. Most likely it's already there. If not, then you have to dig deeper in other websites, in other forums. People reach out to people who may already know, but if it's just very basic, or it's more than like 99.9%, it's already in Google. So I just have a few tips in the skills hacks just here in my notes. So some things that can help you would be to help in forums, or you can also help in groups like the Freelancers in the Philippines Facebook group, people who may be asking about whether it's a specific task that the client gave this person and posted, and you can help them in the comments, right? You can create an edited screenshot on how to do this and that, or you can even record a video and post it in the comments. So that can be one of your portfolio items, right? You can also follow influencers. You can engage in their posts or content. So I know that most of you here already know what influencers are, or if you don't know, so I'm not going to assume that you know what influencers are. So these people are the people who command the industry of a specific skill. For example, if it's Facebook marketing or Facebook ads or online marketing and stuff like, these are the people that, people like me follow, so I can make sure that the case studies I create are unquestionable. The results that I give, the strategies that I execute are already proven, and they were said by someone who is an influencer in the industry, someone that our clients may already know, and engage with their post or content. If their post is engaging enough, you can comment. This is where the shyness and the being ashamed part, this is how you can practice to move past that. I think I remember my first comment for an influencer was for Kim Garst, one of the Facebook influencers, and she replied. And then on Twitter, I had a Twitter account. She even also followed me. So I was just surprised. I think, oh, maybe this is her assistant or something like that. But, I would never know, right? But it was still like, I took a screenshot of that. So I think it's in my other computer. But I hope you get the point when it comes to engagement. Other hacks would be to pick and join one Facebook group. When I started with Facebook marketing, I didn't know anything about Facebook marketing. So I joined a Facebook group, just one. I did not want to make a lot, to fill myself with a lot of noise from other groups. And you can even turn that off or pause that, right? You can just turn off the notification and just focus on one group, and people who provide like a lot of value there, you can replicate those strategies about that specific skill or that specific technique. And when you replicate that and get results, then make it a case study, document that process, right? Include that in your portfolio. And if you're going to be making case studies, I would suggest video case studies. And why is that? Because it's harder to fake. Image or screenshots, very easy to fake nowadays, especially for editors, photo editors and graphic editors and stuff like that. So if you do video case studies where you are presenting your screen, where you are speaking, where your face can be seen, then that's 100 times more reliable than just the normal ones. Okay, so yeah, let's go to the next one. So the niche. For those of you who doesn't know, like a niche is something that you specialize in. And I'm just gonna make this a bit quick because it's almost dark here, and I know it's already dark there. So just keep on asking. So this asking people, asking influencers, like, what are your problems? What are your pain points? What do you need, right? Number 2 is to find or create the solution. Whether you create the solution yourself, or you can find it, or you can, get the idea or strategy from someone else. Of course, it has to be, referenced, or this is something that you will want to test for results. Number 3 for me, when I chose my niche, I followed the money. If you choose something that there's too much competition and there's not a lot of money on it, then what's the point? So when I chose my niche, I followed the money. Like, what were people willing to pay a lot for this day and age? And that was to market on the biggest social network on the planet, right? It may be something else for you. It's that for me. But find where the money is. Follow the money, and that's just for the niche hacks. Let's now go to the client hacks. Now, this is what a lot of people actually need, or what they want to hear. Client psychology, how to deal with this client and such. So number 1, charge high. If your rate is public, like in Upwork, make it a higher rate. So when you apply, make it higher than average. So when you apply, the client will notice you and take you seriously. Like, why is this person has such a high rate? That's one type of getting the technique of getting the attention and standing out. Low value clients will just find the average or the lowest, but those high value clients will actually take notice. Number 2, I already said this, no clients, no problem. You are your own client. So work for yourself first by producing those projects, those sample portfolios, those websites. Number 3, go to events, meet new people, and talk to them. So that's where you can develop confidence when talking to clients. I may have an unfair advantage, and a lot of people may also have an unfair advantage because they are already confident. So when they already go to the online freelancing world, that they can speak to people no matter their nationality is. Or they did it before, like in the call center, I spoke to a lot of foreigners. So practice. Talk to the speaker if you get the chance to. Talk to the organizers, talk to your seatmate, talk to other people. That's where you can practice conversation skills, English, and confidence. Yeah, so that's, and then the next, client hacks. So when you apply and this is specifically for cover letters, just to get the attention, mention the names of those influencers that you are following. Or the books that you're reading that are written by them. So this will grab attention because they can, your clients can relate, or your clients will think that you are a thinker, someone who doesn't just follows and obeys, but actually thinks, thought about the cover letter, the application, and referencing those influencers, whether it's their videos, whether it's their interviews, or even if it's just their name, it'll give you already an edge. Number 5 is to follow those foreign influencers living in the country. So there may be foreign influencers living in the Philippines right now. So follow them, like what I did with my Canadian client right now. Stalk them like a hawk, but don't be too obvious, unless otherwise you'd be a creep, right? Number 6, study the client's language. So yeah, this is already like the client psychology, the tone, the language, the speaking style, and then the writing style. And that's how you can do what I also did. It's a big risk, and the success rate on that is not much, but if you want to practice it, you can. You don't always have to speak like yourself. You have to change it up a bit and customize or tailor fit it to the application, to the job posting, or to the client. And those are my client hacks. let's just skip the others, and let's just go to some health hacks. So I'm not just going to talk much about, I was supposed to talk much about finance hacks, but I'm not just going to talk about that right now, since I don't really feel that a lot of you guys need it right now. So we'll talk about health hacks. So first, health is wealth when it comes to our industry. If we don't work, if you don't have other passive income, then you don't have your active income if you don't work, right? So you have to have a backup for that. So you have to ask first your family members to what health conditions and diseases that you have, so you will be aware on how to prevent them. So that's number two, like awareness. Research about that, get as much information as you can, so that number three, you can prevent it. Again, prevention is better than cure. I'm just proud to say that I haven't had serious disease, illness, or sick or being sick in the past, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, because I'm already aware. Just to share maybe something personal, I'm pre-diabetic. So I've already known that for a few years, and I, prevent me going to that other line. I'm not gonna say that what that other line is, because again, your words become your reality. So I'm not gonna say that. So yeah, I think I only shared 5 hacks. So let's go to the next slide. So for those of you, so thank you for listening to those hacks that I shared, even though those are actually just 5 of those top secret hacks. Now, for the complete hacks, the top 7 secret hacks, I'm going to be sending you a PDF copy, a neatly formatted PDF copy of those top 7 secret hacks, because we didn't finish. And that's like my reward to you guys for staying until the end, attending the interview, staying until the end. I know we're already overtime, but I'd still like to thank you very much for staying. So just a requirement. I just want you guys to comment the following. So we're practicing affirmations, we're practicing mindset, we're practicing your words become your reality. So if you are not a successful freelancer and you want to be, comment, I will be a successful freelancer this year. And I'll give you that. I'll get that to you once it's already neatly formatted from my slides. And if you're already a successful freelancer, but you still want to be more successful and to help more people and to grow more as a person or as a freelancer, comment below, I will be a more successful freelancer this year. And someone's going to be checking those comments. And just one last thing, I didn't include it here in the slide, but I'd like you guys to share this video. I know that I've provided so much value that I want a lot of people to discover what we have discovered, to know more opportunities in life than just, being in their box, in their office box, in their desk box, in their corporate call center box. So I want you guys to share this and to, word of mouth is more powerful than, anything. So if you believe in what WFHR is doing for the community, if you believe what the people who have been interviewed already and how they became successful, if you believe what I have been saying in the past, hour and a half, then please share the video. That's also, I'll say that's a requirement for me to get you the top 7 secret hacks on how to fast track your freelancing success this year, or how to become more successful in your freelancing success this year.
So those are comment and share. Is that the requirement?
Yep. Comment and share. So there are 2 types of comments if you're not a successful freelancer yet. And I know that you guys want to be. You don't want to stay being just maybe a regular general admin VA for the next 15 years, right? You want to grow or you want to be successful. So type comment, I will be a successful freelancer this year. If you are already successful, but you want to be more successful, you want more in life, you want to help more people, comment, I will be a more successful freelancer this year, and then share the video, this live interview by WFHR. I'm going to be checking, and once the PDF copy is already done, I'm going to send it to you guys personally in your inboxes.
Wow. Okay.
Your Facebook inboxes. So believe, how many people are going to comment, how many people are going to be sharing, but I'm going to be sending that to you as a thank you for attending and staying until the end of this live interview.
All right. And it looks like we have a number of people already commenting and sharing. So let's keep LJ busy, make him work hard. But yeah. Send this.
So if you watched my intro videos in the group, or even in my personal timeline, if you're my friend, I mentioned a lot about my mentors, mentor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and how many they have already been since I started to change my path, my direction in life. And I just wanted to thank them personally. I have no idea if they are ever going to watch this, but I always want to look back and always thank them for what they have contributed in my life, or in my, let's say, success. In my success, and the reason that I got to where I am today. So yeah, I just want to thank my mentors, Bo Sanchez, Joey Tayaban, Jomar Hilario, Natasha Rivera, and my other set of mentors, John Pagulayan, you may know him, and then Jason Dulay, of course. That's very big because he told me why wasn't he in the list. So I made I kind of put him in another list, but he should be here, right? So Jason Dulay. Carla Singson is my business partner in the agency. Mitch Miller and Macaulay Ryan, foreign clients who got me in here in Thailand. And aside from those mentors, I'd also like to thank the WFHR partners and staff. Of course, Jason, our CEO, Holly, one of the partners, Anna, also one of the new partners, our staff, Mark, Enteng, and Bong. Thank you so much for making Work From Home Roadmap great, and always quality service to our students and to the freelancing community. So thank you so much, guys. I know you're somewhere there in the audience watching, and I just wanted to thank you for all the help that you have contributed to my life, for my mentors, WFHR partners and staff, and to everyone who I have known in my previous groups, in my previous freelancing communities. Thank you so much.
All right. So thank you so much, LJ. I'm sure a lot of you guys might be a little bit overwhelmed with all the information that LJ had to share with us today. But if you do want to get like a PDF copy of all the hacks he shared today, then comment, I will be a more successful freelancer this year, and share it. And I guess the PDF copy is a way for you to digest them easily, rather than all at once, which you might get overwhelmed. There's so much great information that I think the PDF copy is very, very will be very, very helpful. Let's see. I don't think we had any standout questions, but yes, we have a lot of people who want to get that PDF. So comment those words. What was that? Let's see. What was that? I will be a more successful freelancer this year, and share. So 2 requirements: comment and share. Okay. And let's see. A blockbuster movie and damning views. Yeah, we have a lot of shares, a lot of views today, and it is like a movie. We're a little bit over the time, but it is all very much worth it. All right, guys. Let's see. We don't have any outstanding questions, but thank you guys for staying on. A lot of you stayed on until the very end, which is amazing. And even though we went over the time, thank you so much for staying, and thank you so much, LJ, for sharing your time with us. Thank you for sharing as well, for volunteering to mentor students, and as well as giving us so much information and giving us the PDF. It's extremely generous of you. And I agree with a lot of what LJ shared with today. once again, I think that PDF will be extremely valuable. So I highly recommend that you get it just to have those nuggets, those golden nuggets of information. All right. There is one question here. What's your favorite Thai food? Jim is asking.
Thai food. It's the shrimp. I don't really know the name, but it's shrimp with
Tom yum
and a lot of vegetables. So I don't know what the exact name of that is, but that's what I always eat when we go to this cafe that's just near the mansion.
Shrimp with the soup?
Shrimp with cashew nuts and vegetables.
Okay. I don't think I've had that. But yeah, okay. Shrimp with cashew nuts and vegetables. That answers that very important question right there. All right, guys. This is the longest interview we've had. I'm not sure if it's ever, but for a long time. But like Relj said, very worthwhile. Yes, share this, and then you guys will get that PDF. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, LJ, for staying onwards. And let's bid everyone a good evening and have a great rest of the evening.
Bye, everyone. Khop khun krab.
Bye, everybody.